Because having a good income is not necessarily a guarantee of any kind of success, okay? Ask Mike Tyson, right? Ask MC Hammer. If you make $1 million a year, but you spend $1.5 million, all you're doing is sinking further and further in debt and building a house of cards that's going to fall in around you, right? That's not going to be sustainable. Just ask the U.S. government, right? They bring in trillions and spend $1 trillion more than that somehow every single year, and we keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. So just the fact that you bring in a ton doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful. So it's very, very important we understand that. Now there is this new term. How many of you ever heard of Henrys? A couple of you have heard of Henrys, okay? I want to talk about Henry and make this point and understand why Henry is not rich, okay? You'll see that in your notes. Some of you will put your hand up because you looked ahead in your notes. That's why you've heard of Henry, right? This is Henry. This is a new term that has been coined because of this new generation that we live in of people who spend well beyond their means, and even though they make incredible incomes, they have nothing to show for it, okay? Henry stands for high earner, not rich yet. Okay? Now this was something that was unheard of 50 to 100 years ago. If you were a high earner, of course you were going to be wealthy because we lived in a society where most people were savers and investors and they took much, much better care of their money and they were a little bit more frugal and all those, especially those that came out of a depression era where they were just a little bit more, cautious with their money and the things they did. But now we've been kind of removed from that a little bit, and we have a generation now that have incredible incomes. And I've seen all kind of different statistics. Some people say it's Henrys are those who make over $100,000 a year. Some is 200, some is 240, but what have you. They're getting now towards their late 40s, early 50s, making these incredible incomes and yet have very little saved for retirement. Okay? You have to understand, some of us in here, we're so proud of that income we have, but if we're not putting that towards and converting that into passive income and into building wealth, we're actually not getting anywhere.